Right, how's it going? It's me, Shotty4HF, and this is just going to be a really quick video. And this kind of, it actually only does relate to Cubase. But I was using Cubase for a long time before I sort of not just came across this, but really started to utilize it and get the most out of it. I've always been quick to load my plugins as inserts, as you do, in any other DAW. But in Cubase specifically, I'd always go up here and load my plugins, load my compressors, my EQs, whatever it is. And what I'm talking about is the channel strip in Cubase. And I'll show you it here. I like to look at it from this view, and this is the channel strip. And as you can see, we've got a few things here which we can actually move around. We can route them differently. You can also have the channel strip before or after your inserts. So yeah, you can really get this routed as you like. But as you can see in here, we've got some of the main things that we would generally possibly need on a track when we're mixing. So the first thing, we have a noise gate, and this is on the channel strip, and it can be set up as you'd expect any noise gate to be set up. Okay, that's fine. In the compressor section, there's three types of compressors: standard, tube, and vintage compressor. And here's another thing that I didn't realize until kind of later on, is that when you load up this compressor, it's fairly basic. It's like a strip because that's what it is. But if you click this E here for edit module, then you actually open up the compressor so you can see all of the parameters and some additional parameters in there as well, which you can then close and take it back down to the strip view. Okay, so you've obviously got your EQ in the middle, and if you go to the equalizer, obviously you've got a different view over here with the analyzer as well. And in tools, we've got a de-esser and an envelope shaper. Okay, it's all the kind of things that I would generally insert as plugins, and they're all here. Saturation, there's three different types of saturation. This tape saturation specifically, I now use a lot on various things, especially vocals. If you don't go over the top with it, it's just really handy to control those peaks and to add kind of fullness to it. And as you probably know, what saturation does best. But that's already in there. Then on the limiter section, we've got a brick wall limiter, a maximizer, and a standard limiter. All of this is in here already. And the one thing that I will say is that when you load these up, let's try the vintage compressor. We've got all of that loaded in there, doing quite a lot of work initially. And because they are all, they're stock plugins, they are Cubase plugins, but they are very low CPU. And you can actually get quite a lot of processing done on the sound before you even have to begin loading plugins. And I have to say, I do like Cubase's stock plugins. I actually, I use them a lot. There's no issues with them. Fair enough, some of them, they don't really color the sound in any magical way, but they do what they're intended to do, especially the standard compressor for controlling levels and attack and release time. It just does what a compressor is supposed to do. And using this channel strip, as I say, you can really start to shape and sculpt the sound before you even have to load any of the plugins in. Now, the reason I'm sharing this video is because channel strip, I overlooked it. I always had it on the equalizer setting, and I'd go into the channel strip, and be like, I don't want to mess about with that. I just want to load in my inserts and my plugins and everything else, and just go that way. And it was only, I think it was actually a video that I'd watched on YouTube where somebody was using the channel strip, and that's when I really started to look into it and sort of investigate what was in there. And now, as far as sort of simplicity is concerned, and workflow, and also the sort of ASIO usage and CPU load, it's a really handy thing to have in there. So if you are a Cubase user and you don't really use the channel strip very often, or you might not even know it's there, I'm sure you do, but for anybody that possibly doesn't know it's there or hasn't used it, check out the channel strip. It's a really useful feature of Cubase, and that's why I wanted to share it. Anyway, this is just a short video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I will be back doing more. I'll be back soon with another video. Until then, take it easy, stay creative, keep smiling. Sound.